Hello traders. I have company, so I don't know for sure if I'm going to be able to keep the audio on this one. Right now, there is no one here, but that can change in the blink of an eye. So just like the NASDAQ price action. This scenario right here is exactly what I wanted to see pan out if you watched my hypos. I actually would like to see this high fall. I wanted to see a gap open to the upside, take out these highs on both indexes preferably. This is 50% retrace of last week for NASDAQ, and this is 50% retrace of last week for ES, which could be all that it wants to the upside. But I would love to see this one fall. That's what my hope is. And then we get a nice reversal pattern. And then preferably start offering down to these levels. Last week's low and all that was right in this area. But we have all of these relative equals on the 4 hour. And this is a monthly, weekly level down here. Not that far away. Not that far away at all. I want to see us start working our way that direction tonight, overnight. And so this level right here is very important. We need to wait until it gets there, preferably. If we were to put up a reversal pattern here, I mean, that might be the one, but I would prefer to see that blue line taken. That's last week's daily high and RTH high. So this would be our new week opening gap. And it could just work yet. It could, and maybe it doesn't fall out of bed. New week opening gap right there. And we'll just copy it. And put it down here. Or clone it rather. So there's our close right there. This is on a 1 minute chart. So you need to make sure you're there so you can see the levels really good. So this area right here needs some price action. So maybe we take the highs and then we work this area throughout Asia. Who knows what's going to happen. If you view this as a run on liquidity, a run back to 50%, and then we push down, then trading below this new week opening gap could be a reversal pattern. But right now, I'm not convinced that we've gone as high as we need to go. I mean, it is possible we could leave these. There was one left on Friday. I would like to see it take both of those and then start offering lower. So maybe NQ gets to its 50%. But maybe we don't get there. Maybe we don't get there. Maybe this is the reversal and we trade down from here. It's hard to say. But I'm going to this is going to be a while before, we're only 17 minutes into the market. This is Asia pre-market. Right now all we have is Asia pre-market high, pre-market low. The first 30 minutes hasn't even come and gone. And so we definitely need to wait for that to happen. And then we'll have a good pre-market high, pre-market low that we can possibly target. But I would definitely want to see that taken. Oh man, I just grabbed my weekly thingy-majigger and moved it. I need to put locks on those so I don't accidentally grab them. I'll rearrange this one back to where it was and put a lock on it. But we just need to make sure we're at the weekly high and the weekly low. Did I even move it? I thought I moved it on Friday. Because I just had Monday through Thursday. So I thought I moved it on that video I did over the weekend. Yeah, we have the entire week over here on ES, but we don't have the entire week on NQ. So Going back to 50 is not uncommon. Going back to the end wall, not uncommon. Really would like to see this level get taken on both indexes. That's kind of what we're looking for, what we're waiting for. I'm not even going to get tempted by watching a 1 minute chart. I'm going to let this thing play out here. And I'll put in some text because I'm probably going to go ahead and mute this thing. Maybe I make it a little bigger. There we go. And we do need to put the end wogs and the end wogs over here. No, I want to clone it. ES took the low of that opening candle. NQ did not. It's like NQ. That 50% of the weak wick right there is concerning me a little bit. But no trades right now. 5:30 we will have a high and low of the pre-market, and then we'll have something we can work with. That one's just same as the end wall right now. I don't really want to put that on there right now. I can put one over here though. Make sure I got those levels proper. Yep. Good and good. When I did this video on Saturday, talking about where I expected price to go and the levels we need to be looking for, I didn't even mark any of these lower levels here, so I would recommend putting those on your chart because it could bounce at any of these levels. These are kind of clustered together, so when we start taking them, we may take all of them. Go back to that 5-minute chart. Whenever you shrink the chart down, the words stay the same size. So that's kind of always weird. There we go. I have an alert to let me know when it gets close to here, and because I do have company that could walk in at any second, I'm going to mute this and go about my business, but I'm just going to leave it running. But just wait, continue to wait. I actually want to wait until the Asia Open at 7, or it'll be 6 o'clock Texas time, 7 o'clock New York, is when the Asia market actually opens. This is the Asia pre-market right now. So if we can wait until then, it'll usually give a bump in price. And it may rip lower, it may rip higher. It may want to fill this gap before taking that high. This may be a complete waste of time. But what I don't want to do right now is just jump into a trade and pray it goes one way or the other. Got to be patient, got to wait for the signal. Okay? I didn't even see if my accounts are set up here. I've got it on a combine. I'm going to try to copy that combine in with these. There's no sense in leaving it out there all by itself. I'll add that one to it. And Black Betty, I'm leaving alone. She's severely depleted. She's going to need some special attention. Big, make it big again. And there we go. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're waiting for. And it is kind of, ES took its low and now offering a little higher. We did have a 5-minute fair value gap here on ES, which is interesting. Not the price action over here is not even close to being the same there. I mean, as far as like taking the low, this one worked quite a bit lower, and this one didn't even take the low. So I think we're just like on Friday. This one was the driver. It didn't take the high. We left it for later. I think this one's leaving the low for later. ES likes to go back to 50. It didn't make it. It only made it to 52. It also likes to go to 80. So that 50 to 80 rotation is big on ES. Right now we went to round number, pushed that very first candle, pushed all the way up to 54, which that's not uncommon. That's a huge opening range candle right there. If we go to a 1 minute, I mean, just looking at the 5 minute, it's 100 points. 100 points in Asia. 100 points. Let's see how it is in the 1 minute. I think it's exactly, yeah, that's it. It's 100 freaking points on a 1 minute candle in Asia. Whistling by God Dixie. That's your opening range candle right there, guys. And we already took the low of it. The natural inclination is that we would go take the high of it now. But that's so many points. That's a range right there. That might be the Asia range. Maybe we take the high, we go back to the low. Maybe we don't take that, but we just gotta go with the probability of it all. And typically, we would offer back to that high. But Asia does typically range. Just sometimes it falls out of bed. Sometimes it goes to the moon. Most of the time it ranges. going to do a little bit more labeling on this. So you'll see the importance of this level here. It's not only a 4-hour regular trading hour high right there. It's also Friday's daily high. So very important level. I really want to see it get taken on both indexes. And then, if it does that, it could leave it for later because we did not take that high. We could end up leaving it for later, and we could trade all the way to this yellow dotted line here. But I would like to see them both take that in the next 20 minutes preferably. Maybe start making a march that direction around 6:50 New York time. And then, yeah, see there? At that point, it would be a let's fall out of bed situation. I would be aiming for one of those 4-hour lows down there, not for tonight, for tomorrow, and it would be a hold it all night situation. Now let's look at this chart from a panned out view. I'm just going to even remove all the lines. I'm going to hide them all. And let's look at it from a zoomed out version. We have a gap up. Gaps typically fill. We have a gap up. But we also took this low and that low. Maybe that's all we want. Maybe we go back to the all-time highs. Maybe we go against the seasonal tendency and we start the Santa Claus rally this time. That's a possibility. But we have the fair value gap on the daily that we wicked into when we pushed lower. We took out the most recent swing low. If we're thinking of this as a 1-minute chart, we took out the most recent swing low here, and now we've offered back up. We would want to see this candle only traded to the halfway point and then fall out of bed. For more continued downside, maybe we aim to these on the daily chart. I think this level is actually the August low. That's 200 points lower than where we're trading right now. I think over here for this one, it's not going to be that much further down. Be right here at 23,299, 1,200 points lower than where we are right now. So I don't think it's going to make it there overnight. But we could start addressing some of these lows, like that pullback was already taken, so maybe this low here. On the daily chart, there is a fair value. This actually is a fair value gap right here, and it did. Looks like the candle bodies did pretty much fill it in. These are our weekly lows that I have marked. The low for August around this area, which I think is our target right there. It's just too straight, too clean, too straight. Needs to be revisited, which maybe it got revisited there. Maybe I'm dreaming on that. Maybe this is the low. Maybe we've already taken it and we're going to go to the moon. So you can't lock in on this idea and say, oh yeah, that's what's happening, and trade it like it is going to happen. You have to look at it with an open mind. That's what I would love to see happen, because I think these levels need to be revisited. They're just, that one especially. See how this one is lower than that one? I think it needs to be revisited. And that's where all those relative equal lows are. Let's see what the low of that one is. 1650 is that one. And the low of this one, 2125. So this one did take it out. And that may be all we want of that. This one took that one out. That may be all we want of that. If I'm a billionaire and I'm looking at a spot, well, where would I like to buy? And I'm thinking of this as a 1 minute chart or a 5 minute chart. Well, I would like to see it revisit these areas if I want more upside. I don't want to buy in the middle of the range. So that's my hypo for why we're going to be trading down here. This level next, this level after that. Santa Claus rally. But it's just a hypo. Doesn't have to do that. I mean, for Christ's sakes, NVIDIA reported its earnings. It changed the world for a minute. So it could go anywhere. There was a volume imbalance on one of these that I thought may be a target. See, over here on ES, this fair value gap right here has not been filled in by candle bodies. It's only by wicks. So if we were looking at that on a 1 minute chart, we would consider that to be a respected fair value gap right there. Wait a minute. This one, I'm too far over. This one, but it's kind of in a range, we would consider to be respected because all of these candle bodies respected the halfway point of this fair value gap. Relative equal lows, this is a monthly low. There's 4 relative equal lows on the daily, all right here. And that level is 6429. 200 points below where we're trading now. Here's a little bitty, that's the one I was looking at. A little bitty fair value gap with a volume imbalance right there. I think that's the one we just took out. Yeah, we did. We took it out. So that may be all we want. We may not want to go any lower than that. It's hard to say. All I know is if it takes that daily high here in just a little bit, and that 4-hour high here in just a little bit, and it shows me a reversal pattern. So we dip down to 50, that's good. Comes up here, takes that, shows me a reversal pattern. I'm getting short. That matches my hypo, and if I see a reversal pattern at that level, it's highly likely that we're going to continue down, at least to fill this gap. And we also have settlement. What happened to my settlement line? I know I had a settlement line in here. Maybe it's because I had it on the 1 minute chart. No. Oh, it's where the NWOG is. The NWOG would be settlement. The bottom one. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Settlement. That's why. I would need to move it further this way to get it to show up, I think. Let's see if that did it. Yeah, now it still shows up. So over here, why isn't it showing up over here? If I go to regular trading hours, does my settlement line show up over here now? Yeah, it does. So I need to just move it over a little ways and then put settlement. I've noticed that whenever the lines will disappear if you don't have them far enough back, it won't pick them up for some reason. Settlement wasn't here, but it was there. So let's look at that and see if it shows up now. 5 minute EXT. Yeah, now it shows up. So chances are even if we take that high, that we're going to get at least down to here, possibly there. That was afternoon low on Friday. And then, of course, that's the October low that we just took out. And then this is a regular trading hour low from Thursday. Yeah. Oh, no, that's all from Friday. That's all from Friday. So, yeah, take the high of Friday, take the low of Friday, that range back to settlement. That would be fine with me. That's a lot of movement. 600. That's 700 points movement. 700 points in movement. One micro, that would produce $1,400 on one micro. I like the idea. I want it to happen. We'll see if it does. If it does, I will leave it trading all night long and just pray it gets to that level. It's 5. One more minute to the macro. If this fair value gap stays open, it might be worth taking a shot at a short there right here. They both need to comply though. ES did make it back to 50% of last week and didn't want any higher. Maybe. I would expect it to offer up though. But you just got to read the chart. You can't trade what you think is going to happen. We'll let this candle finish and see what it looks like then. I'm going to go ahead and put quadrants on this NWOG. We may just start working those quadrants. $25 to back to 1. We're already past 25% of it. Okay, so the next candle was a volume imbalance to the downside. I don't really see where it's given us any opportunity to join. As soon as that candle finished, moved lower. So right now, a high hasn't really been taken. Pre-market low has. Any trade here would be a coin flip. It would be a gamble. There's always a chance it could go back to settlement right here because the down move does look aggressive. But it's a lot more aggressive on ES than it is on NQ. And the gap is a lot more on NQ. $106 gap, 100 opening candle, that's 206 points. The high to the low, the potential low. Oh, this one. $23 points. Make sure I'm dead on this. To the tick touches. Show algorithmic movement. The open and the low should be the same on this one. Open 54.50, low 54.50. Perfect. Pretty dadgum close. May just be a watch session, guys, because I am not taking trades in all of this. I need that high to get taken. I mean, possibly if we were to work back up into here and respect that, that would be the only place you could take a trade. And you could read this as a run on liquidity, I guess, but what liquidity did we run? The only thing we'd be working off of is this 50% level of last week, which is fine. That's a significant level. And we have lower high, lower high, lower high, push lower. But this is also a significant level, 50% of the gap. And we could offer all the way back up into here. And that's getting to stop out territory if we entered here. Only have a 5-point stop, 52 right there. I'm out. So no, I want to be more convinced that that we're not just going to go offer to that high once offering down to this quadrant. Maybe we go back to the NWOG and then start offering lower. Maybe that would be, or for ES it would be 66.48 and then start offering. Maybe we offer down to this 75. Maybe that would be a trade. I'm not going to take it. I don't think this may just be a watch session for me. So we may not make any money. But if we can pop up to here, I think that's our reversal point. It may not happen till tomorrow. May not happen. I'm getting sleepy already. Interesting how we stopped right there at that 50% level. Why? And we stopped right here at this 25% level. Why? Yellow. Oh, doing a little trading. I'm doing an Asia live stream. What are you doing? He did. Awesome. Taco, taco.
Hi, brother. Aw. Still feel good?
Mm-hmm.
I got you these crackers in case you want to use them for the spreads.
Mm.
And this, maybe the hot.
I love those sausages.
I told Brent we got you the other kind last time and he didn't believe me. But I know we did.
I'm gonna have to mute this a while, folks. I got company, but I'll be still trading it. All right, I got the house is empty for a second, so I'm gonna just say this thing is just working these quadrants right now. Okay, so we came down to this 75% quadrant of the end wall, back down to 50, 75. We may go back up to the top. I'm not going to take any more trades. When it bounced here, this one almost touched there. I thought we would go back to 25 and then back down possibly to here on NQ. And I traded it as though it was actually going to happen, but it didn't happen that way. And I got way in the hole there, you know, $170 in the hole. And I was just really, really lucky. I know it usually likes to work these quadrants, and that's why I held that trade. But I got really lucky holding it through the top of the hour that we did have that pullback. I'm going right back to my previous statement. This is where I'm going to be looking for a trade, and I'm not going to take any more trades until it gets there. If it doesn't get there, I don't know. Maybe I don't trade. I don't think I'm going to trade Asia session if we don't get there. I've got an alert in my phone, and if it gets up into this area, then I'll come back and take a trade. But I am not interested in taking any more trades in this end wall at all, because it's just going to bounce in between these quadrants. Which, if you're a scalper, it's good to it is a scalpable deal here, but it's like just what you just now saw. Ambiguous. It could go either way. It doesn't have to stay in this end wall. Right now we filled it halfway almost on NQ and 75% on ES. But that doesn't mean we can't go up here. So we're basically just in the middle of a range here. We're trading below the open. We could go right back up to the pre-market high. There's just a lot of things that could happen. Once we get here, it's either going to show a reversal signal or it's not. We'll either have a trade opportunity or we won't. But all in this area, ambiguity. Stay away. Stay far, far away. Okay? I really don't see a point in continuing the live stream until it takes those. And I don't think there's any point in watching these candles dance, as there's really not a trade opportunity I'm interested in. These are 5-minute candles, and you could say we wicked into that fair value gap right there and try to take a trade to the top of the end wall or something like that. I'm not going to do it, but you are welcome to. It's not necessary. This is our level. I would bet, or this yellow line, that's 50% retrace of last week. I was interested in a short. To go ahead and fall out of bed because ES did take the 50% weekly level. That's what I thought was about to happen. But when I saw this touch of that quadrant and this touch of that quadrant, that made me think, no, we're just going to work this end wall for a while, and eventually we may make it up into here. But that may not happen till tomorrow. May not happen till London. May not happen ever. So, but that's the only place I'm willing to take a trade right now. So, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. There's just no point in being on it with something that could transpire. It may take an hour to get there. It may take 10, 15 minutes to get there. But so far, we've been watching it now for 2 hours, and we're not really going there. We're not really making progress towards that direction. So I think I made about 20 bucks on that trade. $22.78. Hey, I'll take it. Did you see how quickly it popped when it hit that level? That's what I was afraid of, and I was going to get, I think I was up 60, 70 bucks there for a second, and then right back to this. I thought I was going to get stopped at 250. But either way, I knew it was not going to be a barn burner of a fall out of bed situation. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. If I can just get 200 bucks, I'll be happy with that. But it didn't look like that was about that. It looked like it was going to do exactly what it did to me. So that's why I got out. Probably not going to trade anymore. I will, if I do, it won't be on a live stream. I'll wait till tomorrow morning to do the live stream. But if you have a way to put an alert on I use a Moo and it'll actually ding my phone when it hits a level like this. And so a lot of times it'll wake me up in the middle of the night and I'll come in here and take a peek at it. So if you have that ability to do that, I would recommend it. I guess that's it. I'll talk to you folks next time. Yeah, Jesus, I do. And Spence, I do trade Asia sometimes. Sunday's the day I do it the most, just because there's a lot of potential there. But you can trade it like any other. Mark the pre-market high, pre-market low. Ideally, we would take the low and then go back and take the high. You can trade it like that. This NWOG, this new week opening gap, kind of threw a monkey wrench into the works. But right now, that's what I was saying just a second ago. We're working those quadrants, and I'm a reversal trader. And you could possibly catch that reversal there, but it could also possibly work straight back down to it. So that's my level right here. That's my level. If I don't catch that one, there'll be another one because we're back into reversal time.